We are live. Good morning, everybody. This Haynight is live. It is July 7th, and it is Lunch with Len, and we have an incredible special guest with us today. We have Jane Orlov. And I got to tell you, Jane is one of the most interesting, spectacular people that I have met in a long time. She's got an incredible record. She's an immigrant from Russia who came to the United States, very insecure, not a good marriage, didn't have many skills, and she has just built an incredible story for herself. And I'm not going to try to tell you her story. I'm going to let her tell her story. And the other thing I want to tell you is that anyone who's here who wants to come over and interact with us live and talk to Jane is welcome. We'll get started, and then I'll bring people out who want to come on over and join the party. So we'd love to have you. Let me know in the chat if you want to come over. So Jane, let me turn it over to you and take it away.
Thank you, Len. I'm so excited every time I get invited to speak to somebody, share my tips, what I learned. I'm excited to share everything because I know there's a lot of people who are overwhelmed and confused, and it's basically, I can share my story a little bit. And I skipped most of the traditional school when I was in Russia because I had severe allergies, and I came to the United States at the age of 17. And I started cleaning homes for a living, and I couldn't continue with that as well because of my allergies. And then I got married and was a stay-at-home mom, raising two beautiful kids. And I was like a lot of women out there, just floating through life. I was really, really pessimistic. I was really negative. I was living through other people's adventures, watching through people's magazines, watching reality TV. And I never thought that anything is possible. So I thought that, whatever happens, happens to us. And I was really, really shy, really I didn't have any self-confidence. Because of my lack of education, I always was hard on myself. I was hard on, I was really negative, always finding flaws in myself, and I really, really hated my voice. And I would leave a message on the phone, and I would listen to it and re-listen to it and find all kinds of flaws. Always was very, very negative, and had a lot of different health challenges. And then I was discovering, I was invited to a meeting, and I saw some people that were excited, and it was a network marketing opportunity. I was really excited. I came home, and I was starting to call everybody I knew, thought they were all gonna see the same vision that I saw, and I was so excited that I lost my voice and I couldn't talk for 2 weeks after that. Nobody took me seriously. Nobody joined me. Nobody even wanted to listen to me. And I thought, you know what? There are successful people out there in that niche. And I started looking and searching out all the successful people, started following all of them, watching their webinars. And with the technology these days, it's so awesome that we can tap into other people's knowledge. And I guess my biggest advice to everybody is to kind of listen to the people that are successful, that have done it, and just soak in the information, because I was in my headset 24/7. I couldn't even say the word entrepreneur properly, so I had to say it multiple times until it came out right, because it's so funny. I remember sitting on the beach and saying entrepreneur, 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 and my kids are running there in the park, and they're like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And I can go on and on and on, but I'd rather answer people's questions. But the biggest takeaway was that basically there were a lot of people, nobody supported me. Even my ex-husband, he said, it will never work. Nobody in my environment believed in me. They were all joking and laughing, and we were sitting by the dinner, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, when you are successful, when you are a millionaire, I will cook for you." Because the guy was, he could cook really well, and he's like, "Okay, you can hire me as a chef." And what I did is I was so upset about them not even believing in me, not even giving me any chance, not even, at least if you don't have anything good to say, at least don't spoil the excitement, right? So they were so negative that I remember going into my Google Calendar and putting like 3 years after that date, I put like a little note to myself that I'm going to be earning $5,000 to $10,000 by that time. Because, I understand that it takes time to build up, any business. And so 3 years ahead, and accidentally I forgot all about it. And then when that 3 years passed and the Google Calendar popped up that message for me, I was making that much and even more. So visualization and expectation of that you are going to be successful really works, because when I started, I didn't have any people that are successful to me around me. All I had my immediate friends. So I had to search out successful people, like I said, and I had to overcome a lot of fears on actually asking them to give me interviews so that I can ask them advice. And the more people I interviewed, I understood that they're exactly the same people that took action, that believed in themselves, because I know a lot of people are hoping to get lucky. And that's how I was at the beginning. I thought that I would bring somebody to the business who already has influence, that is already successful, and I will be rich because of their efforts. That's what I thought, and that's what a lot of people think, that with their skill set, well, I can't, I can't lead, I can't communicate very well, I can't do that, but it's okay, I'll find somebody who can be, and they will make me rich. A lot of people are thinking like that, and I just want to say that people who have a lot of influence, who are already successful, they would want to join people that have um, developed their skill set and their leadership skills so that they can work as a team versus, um, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but
You're making a lot of sense to me, for sure.
okay.
What I find amazing is that you came from that mindset of not having any skills, not having any background, not even really being able to speak the language, yet you made this transition. And I think there's a key in there that so many people are just afraid to step out and take the action that apparently you found the courage to go take.
Yes, so what happened was that because when people start out and they don't believe in themselves, they have to find somebody who will believe in themselves and more than they believe in themselves. So I hired a coach. I didn't have any money. I took out a lot of different credit card debt. I purchased a lot of different courses, but when you're going through course, you're going by yourself. So what I did is I did hire a coach. Her name is Rebecca. I'm forever grateful for her. What she did is she painted a picture of me standing on stage one day, and I'm like, oh, forget it. It's never going to happen. Who would even listen to me? I can't even do nothing. And she would reveal little by little something for me to focus on that was positive, so that I decided to do videos, and videos, I believe that is the most awesome thing that people can do, even if they don't want to share them publicly, to record themselves and look from the outside in how they're talking and how they carry themselves. And I was so insecure, I was shy, I was blushing, I was red, and I was so confused, and I would bumble my words, and I would say a lot, and after every 2 words. So that took a lot of looking from the outside in on yourself, how you're talking, how you're doing things. And she would critique my videos and say, no, you can do better, you can do better. She would give me like healthy critique, and I just believed, and she basically kind of like pushed me, and I took action. Also, a lot of people, they learn a lot of, they know what they need to do, but they don't take action, and I believe that is what happens because people are um, they're like trying to do everything perfect, and they're scared of what other people would think of them, and judge them. So you need to overcome certain kind of fears of people being judged. You need to be authentic, because I know a lot of people behave with some people in a certain way, and then with other people they behave in a different way, and then with third amount of people they behave in a different. So they are like a chameleon trying to adapt to different groups of people that they're talking to. However, you need to come out and be transparent, and then you will attract certain people, but you will repel other people. And the people that you would attract, they would become, they would trust you more. So I believe that that is really, really important. Authenticity, transparency, being real. We all have flaws. Some people try to pretend somebody that they're not. And that hinders them because they kind of play a role, so to speak, instead of just speaking this from the heart. And I believe there's a saying, fake it till you make it. But I heard somewhere, and that it was really inspiring for me, faith it till you make it. So like we have faith. Faith, like we believe, and that faith it till we make it. Because I believe that lack of the traditional education, it was a negative at the beginning, because I thought, well, some other people, they're so successful, they went to school, they have education, they're smarter, they're a lot more equipped. I thought of my lack of education was a negative, but then once I went through all of the personal development that I went through for so many years, the first whole year in business, it was just mindset shift. Every day I was, like I said, in my headset 24/7, listening to positive stories, positive interviews, what successful people are doing, how they're shifting their mindset. Mindset words is so important. What we put in ourselves, what we think of ourselves. If we have doubts, if we're jealous of other successful people, we're subconsciously sabotaging our success, because we don't want other people to perceive like we're judging others. So we have to make it so that we're so happy for other success, so that we attract the same. I believe in law of attraction. I believe that the lack of education was actually a blessing in disguise, because I learned that a lot of successful people are either high school dropouts or college dropouts, or a lot of people who are out of the box thinkers that are not doing what the mass majority are doing. I just believe that self-education is really important. And I learned so much. I spent so much money on different courses, different trainings, different coaches, programs, and I believe that mindset is the most important thing, that you invest in yourself so that you can, whatever you learn, you can share with others. And it's also really important tip that whatever you learn, definitely share it with others, because if you're just keeping it to yourself, you're not providing value that you learned. And in my situation, it was also, I discovered a very positive, what I actually beat up myself for is that I don't have a very, like a long-term memory. So whatever I learn, after the time passes, some things I remember, but some things I forget. For example, I don't remember when my kids started walking, or where their first when their first tooth came out, or something like that. I'm not detail oriented. So when I was doing all this learning, I started doing little video tutorials to remind myself of what I did, what steps I took to do something, and then it turned out that those videos were helping to other people as well. So, at the end, I just kind of strung them up in a little aura sequence to help other people as well, whatever I went through. So everything you learn, everything you positive you take in, definitely shared with others, because some other people haven't heard that or didn't learn that. So it's very important.
Wow. Do you realize in the last 5 minutes you have given the entire success course for how to build a business and be successful?
I believe
Incredible.
I believe people are overcomplicating it. I believe people think that there's some magical something out there. And the most important thing I can tell you guys is that be positive, expect that you deserve to be successful. Ignore people that don't believe in you and kind of ask them if you don't have anything good to say. Please just don't say anything. Associate with people who have success. Disassociate with people that don't have success. I believe that that is very, very hard for some people. In my previous friends, a circle of friends that I used to have, that I said nobody believed in me, I kind of said in myself, not negatively, but I said, okay, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna do it with or without them. If they don't want to do it, I'm gonna do it anyway. But those relationships didn't pour any value into me, so I dissociated with some people, and I would rather spend relationships virtually like this through video chat, but with people who I learned from, with people that inspired me, versus some of the friendships that I used to have. We would gather, in guests in somebody's house, and all they would do is sit there, gossip about politics, gossip about who did this or that and what the other. And it was like, just, yeah, they maybe had good time together communicating, but it didn't give me any value. I didn't see any value in that particular situation. And I see a lot of people, some people are hungry, for knowledge, and they need to find those communities or groups that they feel fulfilled in. And some people are just kind of communicating, and they're very, very afraid of what other people would think of them. So they are kind of afraid to dissociate with some people, and that kind of brings them down. That's what I believe. So I'm not telling everybody go there and just break all the friendships that they have. But if there's no value in that friendship, there's all you guys do is, if there's no if you're not fulfilling your goal with that particular time spent, some people just say, well, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. Everybody has the same 24 hours. So some people are just choosing to eliminate some of the things that they're doing. I haven't watched TV for almost 4 years, or almost 5 years, I forgot. I don't watch negative news. I don't watch anything that I don't want in my mind, because it all stores up there. So, and that eats a lot of time. So,
You're still there.
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. The last thing I heard was you don't watch anything you don't want in your mind. Did you stop there, or did the video freeze for a moment?
I probably froze. What I said is that we don't realize that our mind is like our computer software. So imagine your mind as a hard drive for your computer. And do you want to junk it up with all the unnecessary files that the system has to store somewhere? And you think, oh, I'm just, they're coming in and they're deleted. They're coming in and they're deleted, but they're not. They're stored up there in our subconscious mind. And if you're watching a lot of negative news, a lot of fear-based news, the economy is bad, this is bad, people are dying, people are being killed, this and that, you create more fear in yourself. And you only have you only have 24 hours. So if you're trying to recover from that negative um, whatever you just learned, and you're thinking, oh, it doesn't affect me, it does. After a while, everything is in your subconscious mind is so plugged up, you need to mentally detox, you know. So I don't even, it's like putting in something in your body. It's like eating, if you're eating junk, you have all these health challenges. If you are watching mental, if you're putting in mental junk or communicating with people that are draining your energy, it's really important. So I would advise people to eliminate only watch comedy, only watch something that makes you feel good, some inspirational um, interviews, or what brings you better, what makes you feel good. When we feel good, we produce a certain chemical in our brains or whatever. It makes us feel good. We have positive energy to create something positive and share it with others. If you watch something negative or that drains your energy, then you don't have the energy to go out about your business. And if you do go about your business and you do certain steps and certain actions, but you are in a negative mindset, in a pessimistic mindset, then you attract what you expect. And when you're in a negative situation, it's like, okay, hold on just a second. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the steps, I'm gonna call certain people, I'm gonna do this and that, but nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody's gonna, oh, they're not gonna, whatever, join my business. Oh, they will not get any value from that. That's what you expect, that's what will happen. I truly believe that. It might seem voodoo or crazy, but it happens every time when I do it. And I've learned several marketers and several successful people, they just expect positive. They expect that they deserve it. They expect. And I didn't start out like this. When I started out, I was always thinking, oh, they would never listen to me. Oh, they would never this. Oh, nobody will watch my videos, this and that. And it's just everything it's so powerful. Mindset and the words that you say are very, very powerful. If you say, oh, it will never happen, or it happens for other people, but I'll never be successful, or words are really, really powerful as well.
No, I absolutely agree. I turned off the television. I haven't had a television connection for I can't remember how many years now. It's not connected to anything except the DVD player.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get to watch the news.
Me neither. I have no idea what's going on. Like
unfortunately, we get enough of that. Let me call it garbage. We get enough of it on Facebook. People keep posting all this negative stuff on Facebook, so it's hard to miss it, but it's out there. Mm-hmm. But I agree completely. And you said so many things in the last few minutes that are so vitally important to help people succeed. And I believe that I'm a great law of attraction. I really believe in the law of attraction. And the more I get into it, the more I become an advocate of it. And one of our mentors, Diane Hockman, always says, if you just do what you already know how to do, you'll be successful. That's one of the things you said a few minutes ago. You put so many nuggets in there that I can't even remember them all. But I think if people want an education on how to be successful in business, they ought to watch this interview a few times over.
Right.
And just let me interrupt you. I tried to bring Jackson over, but I wanted to thank Jackson and edify him. I met you because of Friday Night Live, so thank you, Jackson, for that. And that was the initial connection. And I saw that going by in the chat here and Bob answering it. And yeah, that's true. And I'm going to put out there one more time, if there's anybody there who wants to come over and interact directly, you're welcome. We don't bite. Just put it in the chat that you want to come out, and sort of like coming out of the closet. We'll bring you over. I hope it's working. So any of my normal people that like to come out and interact, just let me know. Now, I mentioned to you, a little earlier, it's no fair because Jane has an easy business that people just want to do when they see it. Craig, I don't know what that means. Does that mean you want to come over, or are you just agreeing with me? The other thing that I wanted to mention is that, as some of you know, I also have a single parenting fan page. And normally I don't advertise Lunch with Len on the single parenting page, but I did this time and invited people to come over that might be single parents because, yeah, Jane's a single parent and she takes care of her kids while she's doing all this too. So, Jane, do you have any advice for, and especially for women? There are so many women that feel trapped. Their husband is left or their boyfriend is left or whatever's happened in the relationship, it's over. They're at home, they're alone, they've got kids, and they're struggling. What would you tell them?
And I feel for those women. I feel greatly for them. I was in a situation where I was going through a divorce and I had no financial support, and my back was against the wall. And I feel like there's so many successful stories from rags to riches, when people have no other choice, and that motivates them. Instead of feeling pity for yourself, instead of being discouraged, instead of blaming it, what I did, and I feel like I almost, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I almost changed the priorities for a certain period of time. At what was about, like I said, for almost a year, where I didn't pay as much attention to my kids as to my business, because I thought in a long term they will understand that I did it for them, that was the time where I completely blocked out and I put the blinders on and I was working day and night, and I was not as much attending to my kids, and they were they were needing attention, but they said, I have to do this, I have to do this, and I did it, and now I can I can spend time with them, and I'm able to pay for the things that they want. I'm able to provide for them. But for about a year, I changed the priorities, and I said, you have to understand that I'm doing it for you guys. Please don't distract me. Please don't do this. And I understand that. I believe that if we put all of our efforts, and there's no other way, because I had no other way, because I don't have education. I couldn't apply for a job. I felt like I was, a fish out of the water, no support, no financial support, and I had to do it. So I was, I don't know if it helped, or does it make any sense?
It makes absolute sense. Remember, one of the analogies we've all heard many times is that you got to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help the passenger next to you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And if you as the parent aren't breathing, then you can't help your children.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to put the priority where it has to be. What you've done is you've created a life for your children that they could have never have had otherwise.
Yes, and I believe that if everybody put focused action in building their business, and they would do it day and night for a year with no exception, I believe everybody would create a momentum, that the team would be built, and then you can breathe and spend time with your kids, so that now the team members that you brought in, or I don't know, any other business that people might be in, that you find, so that you can leverage the amount of work for other people to do it now. So now I do have time to, take and go to the sauna, go biking, go, take off and go on vacation, go on cruises and things like that. But it took focused action for about a year that I just ignored everything. So it was like I was like in this bubble.
Wow. I was trying to read the questions here. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Jackson has a question. Can you see the questions? Or can you see the chat?
Yeah, he said, I have a question. Would you contribute some of your success to the company that you now market and the passion that those products have brought to you and your message? Definitely. I
Can
believe
I
that,
interrupt for just a moment?
yeah,
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about the company and the products if you want to. Please feel free. So just, go ahead.
okay. I believe that every time somebody is with the company, they need to believe that they are um, first of all, that they picked the right company. And I was with another company before, and it was I was learning. I wasn't very successful in that other company because for the first year, I was only with that company for 1 year. And I believe that I was learning a lot about how to become a leader, how to, uh, you know, create a following, how to help other people. But the product line, I didn't realize that I was promoting something that wasn't even, that beneficial for other people. So when I found my current company, they are focusing on organic and non-toxic products, and I believe so wholeheartedly with this that is a movement that is just going to be absolutely huge, and a lot of people are searching out for this product, and what we have to offer is absolutely amazing. And I just believe that once people learn what happens to them if they don't use these particular products that they use every single day, that they would miss out, and that there's so many health challenges out there that we are educating people on how to prevent them in the first place. So I believe that the company I'm with right now is absolutely has something to do with the success that I have right now, because I believe what we have is absolutely amazing. I believe that everybody should be doing it, and I have no problem soul-heartedly share it with people that I meet. And even if they don't do it as a business, I would want them to try the products anyway, and that would help them somehow. And I believe that in order to be successful, you have to believe in certain things. You have to believe in the industry that you are doing is, because when I first joined the industry of network marketing, I was when I couldn't even believe that MLM, multi-level marketing or network marketing, is a good legitimate industry. I was like, when people said it, I was like, oh, no, it's not that, it's not this. And so unless you are absolutely 100% sure that what you're doing is you're doing it confidently when you're talking about it and say, yeah, sure. Didn't you know that it's just a different distribution channel, that other companies are spending so much money on advertising, and and these companies, they choose to go doing this network marketing industry because they pay they pay their distributors after the sale has been done. So if you don't understand it, I can share some education with you, but don't you sit there and negatively talk smack about it. So you first have to understand that you have to believe wholeheartedly what in the industry that you're doing, then in the company that you're promoting, in the products that you're promoting, not kind of undercover trying to slip something to them. You have to supply the demand. If you need to provide something to the people that they need it, you don't just throw stuff on them when they don't even need it, and then they feel pressured and pushed, and then they will, even if they buy something, they will regret and refund later. So you have to believe in the industry, you have to believe in the products, and then you have to believe in yourself, like I already covered, that you deserve the success, that you are doing it not to rip people off, that you are helping them out. You're offering something that they would otherwise would not know about. And if it's not for them, don't get too emotional and take it so personally, because when I started, I was so excited, and I invited this guy, and he was had a lot of friends from church, and I thought, oh my gosh, if he joins, I will be successful. And he didn't come to the meeting. I was crying all day. I was laying on the couch. I had lost all of my energy, and I was just in stress and distress. And unless you realize that it's like uh, the restaurant, somebody offers you, would you like a coffee? No, thank you. You don't take it personally. So you have to believe in what you're doing. You're giving them a gift. You're giving them the opportunity. And if it's not for them, you follow up with them. And if it's not for them, you leave them alone and find somebody else who will join you. But the majority of people I talk to right now, because of the confidence level that I have, they want to try the products. And after they are educated of what the toxins are doing to their health and their loved ones, they want to try to be healthier. Everybody does, of course.
So I think the message is my toothpaste is poisoning me. Is that the message?
Yes. Is it something that said it, or is it you're saying that?
Well, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. No, it's as I read more about Asante, and I've been looking at the literature on it. So.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and people are not aware. Almost every single toothpaste out there has a warning label. If you swallow cold poison control, and we brush our teeth every single day, twice a day, and sublingual absorption is the second fastest after the IV. So we have medicine administered through IV. We have medicine that you put under your tongue, and it's in your bloodstream within seconds. So, and we absolutely swallow some of the toothpaste, and it has fluoride, and it has all kinds of stuff. And I haven't been to the dentist for over 3 years now. I don't have any plaque. I don't have any gunk, or people have had tremendous testimonials where their receding gums start growing back, where their thin enamel starts, reappearing. I mean, the products are just incredible, and it's just toothpaste. Everybody uses it, and it's very yummy. And there's some natural toothpaste on the market that tastes kind of like a baking soda, but I can't stop talking about our products. They're just amazing.
Yeah, well, the stuff that tastes like baking soda, I can't tolerate. So, hey, we're past our time, and I want to be sure that you're okay, because I don't want to hold you up if you if you need to go.
Yeah, I still have a few minutes. I can answer any questions. I don't want to be just sitting there talking. I want to answer some questions that people might have.
Well, let me try once again. The audience is pretty passive today, folks. Does anybody have any questions you'd like to ask this lady? And while you're typing into the chat, or if you want to come over and ask directly, once again, final offer. I'll bring anybody across who wants to. I'm assuming you can hear me. I do have one question for you.
Yes.
Where does the Russian firecracker, where does that term come from?
That was my coach, Rebecca. Her last name was Woodhead at the time. Now she changed her last name to Bardes. She gave me this nickname because I was on fire, and once like I said, I completely transformed because I was really, really shy, scared of everything, and about a year of hard work practicing and retransitioning my mind and doing videos that I didn't share on some of them I didn't share with public, but just for my personal growth, it was a video journal, video diary, so that I can see my improvements. And when I was really up and I had all this energy and I was excited, I was just inspired, I would shoot a video promising myself that I'm gonna reach this goal. And when somebody, I got a few no's and I'm like, oh, whatever, it doesn't really worth it. And it's, when I was depleted, I would watch the same video and I would put myself in that mindset and that state of mind. But that's the nickname that she gave me because she saw my transformation. She saw it from the beginning. She believed in me before I believed in myself. She just said, you should have some kind of like a nickname that people would remember. And for a while there, I had it as my name on Facebook until they requested some proof of documentation, because Facebook now has this rule that everybody needs to provide some kind of ID to prove that's their real name, which it wasn't. So I had to change that.
So tell me, what your coach's name was Rebecca? Is that what you said?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Rebecca. You know, if anybody needs a coach, I know where we can get a really good coach, because this woman, she has to be really good.
Yes, she was incredible. Out of all the programs that I have done, out of all the coaches that I had, she was the most affordable one, but did the most work and over delivered every time.
So Craig Castler just came over. He's got a question for you, but I'm going to ask you one more before I let Craig in, okay? One more. Have you ever gone back and looked at that very first video you made?
Definitely, I did, and I also took part of it. So that's why I tell people, once you start your journey and you feel you're absolutely horrible, keep that video. Because what I did is that I went to the video and I was really, really shy and I could hardly put two words together. And I threw that away. But what happened was that I was going through some old files or whatever. I rediscovered that video, and I'm like, oh my gosh, such a huge difference. Let me put it together. And I put, like, it's kind of in my 4-minute story overview, I put where I started and a year later, such a huge contrast, how confident I was on the camera.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Will you post a link to it in the Lunch with Len group?
I will send it to you on
Okay,
Facebook.
great.
Yeah.
Send it to me. Yeah, I'll post it. Hey, we got a couple people over here. Got a couple questions for you. Let's be sensitive to this lady's time. I told her a half hour. We're 40 minutes in, so I got to be very careful with that. But as long as you're game, Jane, we'll keep going. I mean, you're rocking. Everybody loves you. You know that.
Thank you.
Craig, you came over first, buddy. You're on.
All right. Hi, Jane. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. How are
Good.
you?
Great. I tell you what, your story just inspires me every time I've heard it, and I've heard it a few times now, and I just love it. Gives me inspiration. But my question is, was there a specific time that you could look back at and say that this decision right then made the change for me, or was it more of a gradual advancement?
I believe there are several moments where what changed my life. Basically, the way that I thought about is a certain book. It's called "Take the Stairs." It's by Rory Vaden. I can type it in here. Rory Vaden. I I believe I spoke. I mean, I believe I didn't um, butchered his last name. But what happened was that he basically talks in that book that there are so many people with the escalator mentality. We want something that a lot of people are willing to work hard. But what I believe in network marketing industry especially, there's a lot of hype, and people are usually, when they talk to other people and they are trying to get them in the business, they make it easy for that other person and they say, oh, you just buy a few products, I'll do everything for you, all your you'll have a lot of money and I will basically do everything for you.
Mhm.
And that's people come in with the wrong expectation. But if people knew that they would have to work hard, that they would have to work really, really hard for 3 years at least to build the customer base, to build to build your teams. If people came in with the right expectations, they are willing to work hard because it's still a better way what other 40-year plans out there. However, because of this hype and because, oh yeah, it's easy, don't call nobody, no sale requirements, no nothing, people come in, they get disappointed, they blame everything, they blame the industry, they blame the people, they blame everything is a scam, and that's that's what happens. I mean, and the shift for me was that take the stairs is a lot of people want to take the escalator. Oh, you only see like one or two people walking the stairs in the airport if there's an escalator available. Everybody's on the escalator. So it what I learned is that I would rather work really, really hard now and be enjoying what if he's talking about take the stairs and be in shape later than kind of taking the escalator and fighting with being overweight later. But a lot of people are taking the easy this, easy that, microwave mentality. I want the results now. I want, everything done under 3 minutes. It's like, what is the workout? What is the 5-minute workout I can do in a week that would help me in shape? There's nothing. You have to work and then enjoy the results later. And that was a real big shift for me. So take the stairs and everything that you approach versus searching for an easy way out, a shortcut or something.
Love it. Great answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's really profound. You're absolutely right. Hey, Michael, you got a question, buddy?
I don't really have a question. I would just like to say thank you. When you told us that you had been going back and watching yourself on videotape, it gave me a clue to solve a couple of issues I had. I think that's a genius idea, and knowing that I have 200 videos of myself on tape, I can go and look at what I'm saying that doesn't jive with the me I am now, and it will quickly allow me to identify those behaviors and change them. So I like that idea, and thank you for coming and sharing what worked for you, because in your solution, other people are going to find the answers.
Wonderful, wonderful thing. You're welcome, Michael. And I do recommend that to everybody. And I don't know if I should share with you guys, but when I started doing videos, I was, like I said, I had no confidence, but I overcame that, and I thought, you know what? First, what videos do is that when you're so convicted that you are right in something, for example, you're so absolutely right that positive thinking is working, and you make a video about that and you share it with public, and people who find it useful, they will comment on it and they will thank you for it. And if people who find it like, oh my gosh, what stupid idea is that, they will, there are some haters out there, but in my experience, they would just ignore it and say to themselves, oh my gosh, what is she doing? But they would not like publicly start fighting about it, or at least you are not experiencing that negative energy just to your face. Like, for example, if you're sharing with somebody, I find it, I start talking about positive something to somebody in person, and they don't agree with me. They're like trying to defend it, or they're giving me all these objections, and I've spent all this energy trying to prove that I'm right. Versus if you share something on video and you put it out there, people who agree with you will find it useful. People who don't agree with you, they will not comment, or they will not kind of attack you. So you are leveraging yourself too. And as far as videos, doing not public videos that you're doing, but doing videos for yourself. When I was going through very, very hard moments, very challenging, I was crying and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, nobody understands me. I can hear echo because probably Jackson joined. So he was like, I was doing a video and I was crying and I would say, oh my gosh, nobody understands what I'm going through, but I am going to share that video with people. And the reason I'm doing this video is because when I am successful, I will share with other people that everybody goes through hardship. Everybody feels rejected and not understood and like a minority in this whole huge world, and you feel like you're alone and nobody gets what you're going through. And the reason I did this video is because Ray Higdon was sharing that he had a very hard time talking in public, doing public speaking. He was doing talk masters, and he was spilling. the one video, he was asked to do a presentation in front of his 5 or 10 co-workers, and he spilled coffee, and he was like so red, and people thought that he was on drugs because he couldn't put the speech together because he was so nervous. And I find it hard to believe the way that Ray is now, right? So once you start the journey, definitely start to record your videos right away. Don't share them publicly, because you will appear that you are needy. You will get a lot of feedback, support, but don't share them with the vast majority until you overcame that obstacle. Like, for example, now I share my video where I was crying and I said, oh my gosh, why nobody understands me? I only have 4 people on my team, but I'm a skilled woman and others are successful. And I was like crying and showing emotion. So now when I share that video with people, I was on stage and I shared it at my event. Everybody in the room was crying, and they were all wanted to do videos, but not a lot of people started doing videos. And those who did, they are thanking me for that jump start, because they're so much more confident right now with themselves and how they perceive themselves and how they express themselves and everything. It's a huge confidence booster.
The only way to learn to swim is jump in the river.
Right. And the more we do it, the better we get.
Yeah, I remember my first video. It's probably 400 or 500 videos ago, but I remember it well, and I can still find it, and I laugh at it.
yeah, and you can share others and inspire others and say, hey, look at where I started. And if you start today, you can be as confident and as awesome as I am today, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Jackson, you came over, buddy. Thank you. Always love to have you over. Jackson.
I think he's muted.
Are you muted? Jackson?
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. I'll tell you what. I said thanks, Lynn. I appreciate being here. Jane, it's so nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you again, Jackson.
I wish it wasn't on video. I'm a little video shy. I suppose you probably heard that about me.
Hey, Jackson, did you bring Christy today so we have the hard questions?
Well, Christy's actually on the telephone talking to somebody right now, so she had to go. So it's just me. I apologize to all of the viewing audience.
How was your surgery?
You know what? I haven't had it yet. I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Today. I was supposed to. I went all the way to Denver, and then they postponed it. I think it was close to the 4th of July, and apparently, I guess military people are, keen on that vacation date. But so I'm waiting, but I'm fine. They these crazy little pills, and you're supposed to feel better, but I kind of stay away from those because those are bad news. But hey, listen, Jane, this is about you, and I just I love the fact that that you're here again today, and people are being able to be exposed to you because you have an amazing dynamic story. As we've learned today, and some of us learned a couple weeks ago, but you know what? Something that is really that goes along with the question that I asked earlier is that because you and I are marketing the same thing, and and several others that are actually here. But you know what I find amazing? I really want to touch on this because we don't really sell anything. Really, this is all about really simply educating people. And I want to expand on my question because don't you find it interesting? Because I do. I've marketed. I'll be 25 this year, and yeah. And in all those years, nearly 50 years, I've marketed quite a few different things, and I've done guerrilla marketing, and like everybody, we've been out here in the trenches and we've done it. And Lynn's 29. I knew you were older than me right off the bat at 29. But but you know, it's just amazing to me how I had this epiphany the other day, Jane, and it was after you were on Friday Night Live, and it just coincidentally, and you know, I suddenly realized, you know, guys, how everybody tells you, hey, you know, get in your warm market, you know, and we all go, ah, you know, no way, I don't want to do it. Some of us do it, some of us, we all should. But it's amazing that when you have something, you know, and we're all told to tout our products, you know, be product proud. And that's something that's really kind of hard for me to fake. But when something like this, when you simply educate people, and that's all you do, by simply exposing them and saying, hey, listen, here's the fact. The corporations are killing us. Okay, they're not looking at a 5-ounce shampoo bottle like you and I do, and we go, well, why can't you just put something in there that's good for me? They're looking at huge 300, 600, 900-pound vats, and they've got to fill those up with cheap fillers that the FDA doesn't even regulate because we're not eating it. They don't care, although it's, like you said, it's soaking right into our skin. But when you expose people to that fact, it's almost like exposing them to attraction marketing. All of a sudden, their mind opens up. They say, I can be anybody I want to be. I can do anything I want to do. I can empower others to do it. But isn't this product quite the same when you prick people at that precipice where they have to say, I now know. See, I wasn't responsible yesterday because I didn't know, but today I now know. I know that I'm being duped, I'm being poisoned, and nobody cares. And then you find a product and you find a company that does care. So it leaves you at a place where you're not selling people. I don't care. I'm never going to have to sell again. I'm done. I'm sold, guys. You might as well hear it here. I don't have to sell anymore. And guess what that epiphany was? Every friggin' buddy who breathes is my potential customer. My warm market, I'm going through it. Last night, I told Craig Kassler, man, I'm making my list because you know what? I don't care if they say no. I don't. I only care that they don't look at me 10 years down the road and they've got cancer or heart disease or diabetes or some other ailment, and they look at me and go, how come you didn't tell me about this? So I educate them. I leave the ball in their court, and you know what's happening? 9 out of 10, closer to 10 out of 10 are saying, yes, I don't want to be poisoned anymore. That's what I mean. Isn't it wonderful that really what all you have to do is expose them and educate them by watching a simple movie, and it brings them right to the place where they say, Jane, now what?
Right, and I believe a lot of people are still, they don't believe that actually all the ailments and all the diseases out there, that it's because of their shampoo or their toothpaste, you know. But once they are educated, a lot of people are ignorant and they say, well, a little chemical here, a little chemical here, a little chemical here will not kill me. So I'm like saying, okay, you know, go ahead, and you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I have a lot more people that I need to talk to and offer this, that it's available for them. Whole Foods is opening stores on every corner now. The majority of people are aware. The world is going green. People are demanding these kinds of products. They don't want to be poisoned. However, they all find that, you know, it's a little more expensive to pay for organic and toxic-free products. So they don't want to invest a little bit more. However, they don't care if they spend all whole, like I posted. I actually want to even read it. If I find it real quick, hold on just a second. What I said. For people who say that it's a little bit more expensive, I posted because I was reading a book. I was reading a book and it was about organics. And I actually said I actually copied it from there, and I think it's amazing. The great answer is to the organic is a little too expensive. What the most important thing is your life. I would like to think the answer is being alive and healthy. The medical industry is a $1 trillion industry. Over 1 million people died last year in hospitals. Do you know what a kidney dialysis machine costs? More than your mortgage. How do you spend every year on medication, doctor visits, dentists, chiropractors, over-the-counter stuff like painkillers, steroids, cortisone, cough medicine, sleeping pills, stimulants, stress pills, skin creams, hemorrhoid creams, lotions, vitamin pills, Viagra, hormone pills, decongestants, stuff for itching, stuff for sore aching joints, impotence, things that help you remember things, keeps you awake. And how about the stuff you buy for the energy boosters, magic weight loss products? Seriously, how much do you spend? Look at that list again. What if you didn't spend any of that stuff listed above? What if you never need a decongestant, painkiller, cough medicine, or doctor visit ever again? What if your disease went away and you never got sick again? What if you never got tired again, or you had more energy and hormones as a teenager? What would be that worth to you? Now you can honestly tell me that organic is too expensive? Many of you have medical insurance. How do you pay how much do you pay per year for that, folks? This is your medical insurance. And I'm a living proof of that, because I used to spray stuff in my nose every hour to be able to breathe. I was on allergy medication. I was on Tylenol every day because I was buying cough syrups, cough drops, this and that. And now, because I'm using the supplements, the body healed itself. I don't go to the doctors. I haven't been to the doctors in over 3 years. And the only time I went recently is to do the blood result, and they told me my blood was perfect. So I even canceled my insurance, and I only have catastrophic insurance just in case something happens. I don't even pay $300 a month just to be able to go to the doctor, pay copay, and pay for the pharmaceutical stuff that has so many side effects, more than the stuff that it fixes, supposedly, like a Band-Aid. So I believe our mission is completely amazing, and I used to market blogs or information or this and that, and I believe in this mission is a lot better because I feel fulfilled. I feel satisfied when people buy the products. They get benefits more than anything else. So I'm just amazed and feel blessed to be at the place where I am at.
Amazing.
Now, does anybody wonder why she's called the Russian firecracker? Jane, you're an amazing woman. Absolutely love having you on today.
Thank you, Len.
I think we've kept you over time. Craig's asking for a copy of the article. I don't know what you're asking for, Craig.
Yeah, he probably asked to what I was reading from. I can copy. I copied it from the book, and the book talks about eating more organic, and I can paste what I actually read somewhere. I can paste it here when I find it, or I don't know. I'll send it to you, Len, and yeah.
Send me a link and I'll put it up in Lunch with Len or whatever. So.
Okay.
Okay. Have we drained her? Is it time to let her go?
Oh, say it isn't so.
Well, I know maybe we could take a bathroom break and come back for another hour. Jane.
Yes.
I'm speechless. I really am, and that's hard, but I do get that way once in a while. I can't. You've been absolutely marvelous. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Len.
This is an inspiration. I tell you, this is a keeper. This is a watch more than once Lunch with Len. So
okay, awesome.
I'll post the link up there as soon as I have it, guys and girls.
I think Michael has a question. He was raising his hand.
I just wanted to say thanks, Jane. Not only have you provided me with a training tool, but I like your take on health. I believe in all that you just shared, and I like how you phrased it. It's so simple when it's their problem, not yours.
Yes. Yes, and we can shout from the rooftops. I feel we are in minority right now, but people are waking up, and the more people get educated, they never want to go back to their old lifestyle again. So I believe truly that this is the industry to be in, and we are in the right place.
As you said, without your health, what's the point of having the wealth?
Yes, and I gave that example on Jackson's show. It's like it's really profound when you look at the million, you see one, and you see all those zeros right after that. And if you don't have the one, which is the health, those zeros don't matter because there are a lot of people that have a lot of money, and if something happens to them, they're willing to pay everything, give everything away just to get their health back. And we only have one body, one spirit, one mind, and we don't want to clog it up with chemicals or garbage or negative stuff or anything. It's our temple.
You know, Jane, if you don't mind, one statement. You know, we have an awesome testimony amongst us, which is Chris Schaus. Chris was having a bunch of different problems, and she's got on the greens and the reds, and now it's completely turning around where she was not able to, and we're all grown-ups, but I'll say it nicely, was not able to eliminate for not days but sometimes weeks, and now she's bothering me on Facebook complaining that it's happening too much.
Go, Chris, go.
And it's so important. What we put in ourselves, it goes into the liver, and with a lot of chemicals coming out from all the directions, our livers get so overworked with all of this stuff, it can't properly, work, and it gets, you get intoxication, you get toxic inside out, and it's just ruins everything. So we need proper supplementation to help things move along.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
Are we okay? I'm not trying to shut it down prematurely, but people want to keep going, we'll keep going. But I also need to respect Jane's time. So, once again, thank you, Jane. I am going to hit the redirect button, and what's in the redirect link right now is simply a link to Jane's Facebook fan page. So if you want to learn more about Jane, that's where I'm sending you when I hit the redirect here. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. On Thursday, we're going to be talking about our new blogging platform and etc. Going once. Thanks, Jackson. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Michael, for coming over. Love you guys.
Thanks, Lynn.
Love you, Jane. I wish I could give you a hug. It's a virtual hug, Jane.
Okay.
Virtual kiss. Will I see you in Austin?
No, I'm not going. I have done so many. I have attended so many events, and they were incredible. And now I'm just attending just Asante events. So.
All right. Well, I guess I have to come to Redmond then. All righty, everybody.
Okay.
As I said, going once, going twice. Here goes the redirect link. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Jane, bye, Lynn. Bye, everybody.
Attendees will be dropping off. Thank you once again, Jane. No, you were. What can I say?
You're welcome very much, Len.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Then get a redirect.